Yeah, what's up, people? What's up, people? We have got a show for you tonight. Don't worry, it is GeForce Now Thursday chat, of course, and we're live. And tonight we're going to be talking about, of course, the Dark Pictures Anthology, an EA game coming, of course, Dead Island 2, and that awesome deal, 40% off for priority right now. That's why we've got a poll running. Let us know whether you use the free, priority, or ultimate tier. Fill that poll out right now. Let's roll the credits. Yes, Yokoso. Welcome, Domo, to the GeForce Now Thursday chat. I hope you're good. I hope you're well. 10 o'clock, it's a Thursday. You know what we do. We talk all things GeForce Now. And boy, I've got to mention there in that kind of intro, I need a bit more clickbaity in that intro. I've got some amazing FPS footage that I'm going to be showing you later. And, well, I just think it's going to blow your mind. So look out for that. Not saying it's coming to GeForce Now. It's a game that's... I think it's just gone as a wish list or it's in development. Anyway, the point is footage is mind-blowing, especially if you like FPS shooters. And talking of sort of FPS shooters, of course, I completely forgot it was Division Day. What's that? Division Day? Yeah, Ubisoft, The Division. They had a video presentation earlier for all you Division fans out there. Now, I quite like Division 2, but what I'm really interested in and have been excited about the prospect of it coming, even more so because of my experience of Call of Duty, Warzone, Battle... I forgot what it's called now. Battle Squad. Anyway, whatever. Yeah, the PvPvE bit. Well, Heartland. Yeah, so we've got some extra footage from Ubisoft's Division Heartland, and it's looking, by all accounts, looking really good if you like that kind of thing. Now, I do like that kind of thing. I've been enjoying the battle mode on Warzone because of that kind of combination of PvPvE, as it were. So very excited about that. So we'll be looking into that, of course, and we'll have all the news, all the games as ever. And of course, let me know what games you've been playing down in the chat. Don't know where the chat is. If you're looking at it, it's probably over there. But you can see here, Liam's already jumped into the chat. Hello, Liam. How are you, sir? Good to see you. Yep, that's good. That's working. Yeah. So that's what we're going to be talking about in terms of games I've been playing. Talking of Ubisoft games, actually. Oh, and this is the other thing as well. I'm quite excited. I've been playing X Defiant quite a lot because obviously they've got their beta access going on at the moment, of which I'm fortunate to be part of. And previously I had it on PC for some reason, but now I've got it on Xbox. So I've been playing on that. But they're also taking registrations, I noticed, for Heartland, the Division Heartland. So we'll be coming to that as well, which I'm well, it's going to be free to play. So I'm assuming it will be on GeForce Now. Not saying it will, but like, why wouldn't it? You know, you've got Apex Legends on there and stuff from EA, obviously loads of Ubisoft games. So I imagine Heartland will be on there anyway. So, yeah, look forward to that. So why don't we just crack on, ladies and gentlemen? Again, remember, let me know what you've been playing. Join in the chat, all of that. That's what it's there for. It is the GeForce Now Thursday chat. I've got my Thursday news thing on there. See that? I've got the wrong one on there, haven't I? Look. There we go. That's the chat. Clive has the news. I have the chat. There we are. That's probably what was putting you off, wasn't it? It's Thursday chat. See, I've corrected it now. You can't see my mouse, but there we are. I've corrected it. Thursday chat. Those sharp-eyed of you would have spotted that. Anyway, let's go to Clive in the studio. Clive, you in the ready? Yeah. Let's check out the news. Sure. Good. Thanks, Clive. Hey gamers, ready to level up your gaming experience? It's GFN Thursday and we have some exciting news for you. Yeah, GeForce Now is offering a limited time discount on its 6-month priority membership, which means you can skip that line and game anytime. Plus, there are 7 new games this week, including the spine-tingling horror series, The Dark Pictures Anthology from Bandai Namco, F1 2021 from EA, and a massive new AAA release, all of which are joining the cloud this week. But let's check it out. Want to know a secret? Yeah, you can lock in a lower price and access priority for the next 6 months. Yeah, starting today, you get 40% off on the 6-month priority membership, which means you'll only pay in the US $30 instead of $50 until Sunday, May the 21st. Of course, if you're a priority member, you get higher access to GeForce gaming servers, which means you'll experience less wait times compared to those free members. Nothing wrong with that. And if that's not enough, you'll also get extended gaming sessions of up to 6 hours, stream across multiple devices with beautifully ray-traced graphics with RTX on for those supported games, and so much more. But wait, there is indeed more. The Dark Pictures Anthology series is joining the cloud. It's time to get your spook on. Get ready to choose your adventure and discover the branching narratives and multiple endings that the games offer. The first game in the series is Man of Medan, which follows a group of young adults stranded on a ghost ship haunted by malevolent spirits. Little Hope features a group of college students and their professor who must escape a cursed New England town haunted by witches. And House of Ashes features war soldiers who unknowingly awaken an ancient evil force when they stumble across an underground temple. And for those who want to take a victory lap, yeah, F1 2021 from Electronic Arts is now available in the cloud. Yeah, get ready to take on the Formula One world and go head-to-head against official teams and drivers in career mode. Or put the pedal to the metal with real season start mode. Also, of course, the game features RTX on for that extra realism. But wait, there's still more. Yes, sit back, relax, and enjoy new games and a demo joining cloud this week. Try out Monster Hunter Rise for free with a demo of the game and its expansion, Sunbreak. And of course, the big AAA release of the week, the highly anticipated first-person action role-playing game, Dead Island 2, launches in the cloud this week. This is the sequel that's been 11 years in the waiting, and yes, you can expect first-person gory zombie killing in beautiful downtown LA. And let's not forget Survival Fountain of Youth, a challenging single-player open-world survival game set on the Caribbean islands. Survive as a shipwrecked 16th century explorer, craft tools and shelter, and uncover the secrets of both an ancient civilization and your own fate. So, what are you waiting for? You can sign up now or power up your devices with an ultimate membership, GeForce Now's highest performance tier, and play these games how they were meant to be played. Happy gaming, and it's back to Clive in the studio. Thanks, Clive. I almost wasn't ready then. Anyway, so there you go for the news. Let me know about what you think about those games. Obviously, we know a lot of the games that are coming because no doubt you've all watched my April Games for GeForce Now video. Somebody's watched it, you know. We know that the Dark Pictures Anthology was coming, of course, part of the Bandai Namco Europe relationship. Very good. Somebody told me another Bandai Namco game had been opted in for GeForce Now, although it's not officially announced yet. And we did have a look at the Bandai Namco Europe catalogue. I think it was last week, and it was one of the titles that we looked at. So fingers crossed, we will be seeing more Bandai Namco titles soon. But let me know in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, let me know in the chat what you think of those games. Interesting that there's an EA game there. albeit F1 2021, not even 2022. But still, it's got RTX on. And so if you've got priority or ultimate, remember to fill out that poll, then you can play that. Let's just see what you've been saying in the chat before we dive in a bit more detail on the whole kind of news this week. Neil, that's okay. This is late. Thank you. Good idea for a poll. Now, Neil's just greedy. I have priority and ultimate. What did you have? 2 accounts? Wow, Neil. Fountain of Youth is one I'll play sooner or later. Indeed, I do want to play the Dark Pictures anthology. So it's a question of whether I go through them systematically. I don't know. Yeah, they sort of strike me as sort of quite a good game, maybe to stream and get people involved and watching and stuff like that. So maybe Lord Kenza will stream them. I don't know. He has to buy them first, but yeah, I might get F1 2021 and Stadia. Now, I found the learning curve quite difficult on F1 because it's not arcadey, is it? It's quite precise. It's not like Forza Horizon or Grid, which is much more my style of driving. But it's certainly going to look really good, especially with the RTX on. I've one account for my son and one for me. That will make sense. That makes sense. I'm wondering with the priority whether it runs concurrently. Like if you order it, does it start from the point you order it, or could you just sit on it? I'll have to ask. I'll ask GeForce Now. So like you could get it. And does it start straight away, or does it start from when you sort of put in your code or whatever? I'm not sure, because otherwise you could stack them, couldn't you, Neil? Like when your son's one is coming to an end. I don't know if it's a monthly one. I mean, if it's a monthly one, you've got until May the 21st. So depending when it ends, that's £5 a month, $40, 6 months, $5 a month for priority, which isn't bad. Considering you get pretty good. It's only for one. It's only for new. That's it. Yes. New members and 1 month subscribers. Okay, yeah. So I'm assuming in that case you already have a 6 month. Yeah, he has a 6 month one. There we go. That makes sense. Yeah. Okay, never mind. Let's just check out the news. So anyway, so there we go. As I say, it's interesting that they sort of EA games just sort of are always a bit random, albeit Codemasters, because we had Grid Legends, I'm sure. So we got Bandai Namco's Dark Pictures anthology series. It's nice to see them all land at once as well, so that's kind of cool. But yeah. 6 month membership, $29. Yeah, I did my maths all wrong there, but the $5 a month still works out. $30, $5 a month. Yeah. Offer valid for first 6 months. 40% off a 6 month priority, $29. Seeing whether it's got the sort of the terms and conditions on it. Oh well, perhaps not. So yeah, F1 2021 with its breaking point story mode, thrilling experience with on-track competition, and the key thing here, showcasing the RTX on for ultimate and priority members. So not just ultimate members, people. You get your RTX on. You can get your RTX on, as they say. Get it on. And a demo of Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, which I have. It's quite an enjoyable game, actually. But which should I? Yeah, is there an order? Let me know if you think there's an order in which one should do the Dark Pictures anthology. By order of release, do we start with Man of Medan? Are the ones better than others? House of Ashes looked really good when I remember seeing the trailer for it when it was first announced. But let me know again in the chat, which one would you recommend I start with, if you have any idea. Now, interesting, instead of EA Sports, PGA Tour, or F20, they're giving us F21. It does seem, yeah, not even F22. But we'll take what we can get. I mean, if you're into the story, into the story. But interestingly enough, ladies and gentlemen, there's a sale going on. Look, Xbox Game Studios are having a sale over on Steam. Now, given we know that the Xbox Game Studios titles are coming to GeForce Now sometime, and they will be starting with the games that are on already, the Xbox Game Studios games that are already on Steam, this could be a good chance to stock up, ladies and gentlemen. So obviously they've got Minecraft Legends new release, that's not on the sale, but Sea of Thieves right now $17.49. Highly recommend Sea of Thieves. I'm a big Sea of Thieves fan. Age of Empires, perfect, like for your PC nerds. They love that. Anniversary edition, $20.99, 40% off. Grounded, $26.24. Halo Infinite campaign. Think about the campaign. You know, like once you've played it, you've played it. So if you haven't played it, I think that's a bargain because it is a lot of fun. If not particularly game changing or anything like that, it is a lot of fun. But I just wish they'd add more to it, the campaign side of it. But $24.99 for Forza Horizon 4. I get muddled up. Forza Horizon 4, is that the one set in England? Yeah, it doesn't look like Mexico. Yeah. Anyway, 18 quid. And then there's loads of other things like Ori, stuff like that. Forza Horizon 5 is not in the sale, but 4, yeah, is 4. 4 is the one that's set in Britain. So there we go. AI Davis Music says F122 has been opted into GFN. That's interesting. 21 was Codemasters and 22 is EA. Well, that's what I was wondering, whether there's a sort of, although they're owned by EA, whether that makes a difference. That's what I was thinking. Beyond Blue and Never Alone are on the Epic Game Store. Oh, we always like to have a look at the Epic Game Store. Hey, everybody, do me a massive favor. Why don't you just make sure you hit the likes while I type in Epic Game Store? I'd appreciate that, ladies and gentlemen. I'd really appreciate that. I'm going to roll a promo in a minute. Right. Wow, it is a big Dead Island 2 gold. Oh, that's a gold edition. No wonder. 74. I was thinking, blimey. Checking the sales here. All random stuff. The exit there, of course. We'd mentioned last week. $13.99. So that was a game that came to GeForce Now only last week, and it's $13.99. Mordau's not down. That was last week as well. Must be an easy way to. Look at that. Grand Theft Auto Trilogy, still 60 quid. Jeez. That still makes money. Unbelievable. Yeah, Forza Horizon 4 is in England. I love that. That was great. Even though geographically, well, they squashed everything up. I also, because a lot of it was set sort of in the sort of the Cotswolds. There's a bit up in Edinburgh. You go up to Edinburgh and sort of Meneby, Wales sort of thing. But a lot of it, the main heart of it is in the, I'd say it was meant to be in the Cotswolds, which isn't far. They're not too far from me. So actually, and I live in the countryside. So I quite enjoyed it because it actually felt quite familiar, quite homely. It's quite nice. Are there examples of games that you played that are close to where you live? Like, for instance, obviously, Watch Dogs, set in London. So I kind of recognized the locations. I remember Gangster. I think it was Gangster. London Gangster on PlayStation 2 or something like that. And that was set in London. And I used to sort of drive around in that. So that was like a sort of a Grand Theft Auto knockoff. And there's a bit around Waterloo, if anybody knows, London, a bit around Waterloo there. I sort of vaguely recognized it and stuff like that. So yeah. Oh yeah, the Legoland DLC was awesome. Never Alone and Beyond Blue aren't on GFN. Never mind. The Getaway, that was it. Thank you. It was The Getaway. Yeah. I did enjoy that. And I think it was partly because it was set in London and that's where I was living at the time. But let me know in the chat, are there games, ladies and gentlemen, that are, close to home for you? I have, Caseball, yeah. I have been playing X-Defiant. When I first fired it up, there were obviously server problems. I couldn't, it kept timing out. It was a bit annoying, so I just stopped. And then I just came back a bit later. And I don't know whether it was the time of the day or because they have had some server issues and stuff like that. But I fired it up and, yeah. I enjoy it. I do enjoy it. So yeah, talking of that, actually, why don't I just go here to Heartland? So this was just play you this.
A sweet little town in middle America. You know the kind. Pumpkin patches, apple pies, and the best damn cup of coffee.
So they revealed this today.
Silver Creek was perfect. Up until it wasn't. The green poison changed everything for everyone. It started in New York on Black Friday, the biggest shopping day of the year. They called it the dollar flu because it spread on money. The virus.
There we go, Caseball. I'm on it.
No matter where it hit, the bodies piled up.
I'm excited
and when
about it.
When it spread to Silver Creek, the result was the same. Death. I'm Division Agent Mackenzie Reed. Originally from Kansas, I was stationed in Boston when the shit hit the fan after Black Friday. I left Boston and came to Silver Creek looking for Killian Tower, my commander. Well, he was my commander until recently. For reasons unknown, he disavowed the division and is now a rogue agent. Killian betrayed my team and murdered them. He gunned them down and fled. No clues, no motive, only a bloody trail for me to follow. That trail has led me to Silver Creek.
They Ubisoft love this kind of lost middle America.
But all I got was more questions. Why is the virus different here?
Thinking like Ubisoft. I'm thinking about like Far Cry 5 or whatever.
And why is he amassing an army of Reapers in Silver Creek? Everything I've seen tells me that Silver Creek's at the heart of something big. I can't do this alone, Agent. I need your help.
What you just saw was...
So anyway, look, that was just... that's just literally saying that's the intro to Heartland. What we really want to see is the gameplay. Because Division 2 gameplay, some of the best gameplay, I think, in terms of the way it looks and handles, in terms of first-person shooters. Certainly on Stadia, I see Caseball going, still, yeah, without shadow of a doubt, it really was a good port. And I think, I mean, it's, you've got to have a graphically stable and sort of coded game in order to get a good port, I would argue. It helps. And that's what Division 2 is. It was already a good game, and then the port was really good. Anyway, we'll get a sense of, you see the gameplay in a minute, and straight away you'll go, yeah.
Division universe.
Division 2.
Streamlined survival
here.
And a beautiful new world to explore.
But, you know, I mean, it's absolutely Division 2 style. Of course it is. It's Division Heartland. Why not? And I quite like that.
Silver Creek, a small in Middle America.
It's, you know, it works. It's familiar.
Enemy factions, rogue agents, and
a bit annoying, though. You know, like, it's a bit like Gears with the crouching behind walls. And if you're too close to a wall and you press X or something, you keep crouching by the wall.
This game ties
and it takes a bit of getting used to sometimes.
All new characters and storylines to the franchise.
Also, a very different look from
Keith Evans, creative director in Heartland at Red Storm Entertainment.
Get the idea, but it's very exciting.
I'm the associate game director on Heartland. I'm really excited for folks to see what the world of the Division.
Anyway, let me know, as I say, let me know what you think about that. To me, I'm looking forward to it. I already like the gameplay of Division 2. I like the idea of PvPvE, PvE. Like, what was he saying? But I like that mix of PvP, VE, with AI, PvE characters or whatever, you know, NPCs and stuff like that. So. Definitely really interested. And I noticed that they've got a sign up. See if we've got the sign up here. Yeah, look. So we can register now. I was successful getting into Defiant. So hopefully we'll be successful getting into the Division Heartland. Not so, you know, I'm assuming it's coming to GeForce Now, but it's free. It's free to play, so I'm excited about it from that point of view. Some of them zombies look real. Yeah, must play Descent. You literally start from scratch, and it's really good. Check that out there. Guten Tag, XX. Hey there, good to see you, sir. Guten Tag indeed. Greetings from Germany. Marvelous. We're an international audience, ladies and gentlemen. International audience. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to show you some footage from a game in development. Again, I'm not saying this is coming to GeForce Now, but if you've got GeForce Now Ultimate and this game comes to GeForce Now, GeForce Now Ultimate is the way that you're going to want to play this game. But let me know what you think of this footage. Let me just expand it. I'll put the music on. This is a game.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
I mean, obviously the thing that gives it away is the, you know, your HUD. But without that, I mean, I've been watching a lot of, you know, war footage from Ukraine, as one does, with their body cams and helmet cams. And it looks like that. It looks... I mean, also the setting as well. It looks, you know, familiar. Because, unfortunately, because of that you know, the footage that we see now with you know, in Ukraine with, you know, body cams and helmet cams and stuff like that. And even the fact that it's got that kind of what they call it in photography, where you got the kind of, oh, my brain goes dead sometimes when I'm live. Anyway, the bits on the edge there, as though he's looking through a sort of goggles or a mask, just adds to it, and the way the camera moves. And obviously, faces is usually a giveaway.
Where the fuck is Oscar?
Where's Oscar? And also, it's quite clever that they make it like that, you know, so that it is like body cam footage. That way, you can get away with it in a way, with it looking more real, because you don't have to be, in a strange way, it's not a static camera, so you don't have to be like super precise, because our eyes aren't lingering on the picture quite as long. I was watching a YouTube video today about District 9 and how it changed special effects, even though it's a low budget, relatively speaking, low budget sci-fi film, because the way that the Neil Blomkamp, the director, filmed it. Yeah, initially filmed it in a kind of news documentary style, and yet it had CGI aliens in it. But because of the way he filmed it in that kind of cinema verite style, although it was very hard to do, it made it so that it made it feel more real, because the aliens weren't showcasing the CGI, going, hey, look at our, you know, stopping the camera, putting it right in the middle, and then going, look at aren't we talented? Look at our CGI work. Isn't it amazing? No, they just become part of the everyday mise en scène, as they say in film studies, the background of the film. And therefore you're not taken out of reality. You just accept, oh yeah, these aliens walking around, because it's handheld, shaky, cinema verite news type footage. And it's that kind of imagination that you can, you know, the CGI and special effects are kind of lost. And I think in a good way, you know, you're not seeing it, you're not thinking about it. It's not jolting you out of the reality they're trying to create for you. And I think it's the same with this. Now, a lot of people go, you know, is this real? That's not true. Look, too many micro movements in the hand are inconsistent. You know, people are doubting it. Now, the creator up here says, I often see the question come up. It's not a rail shooter. She's not on rails or an FMV. It is indeed an FPS. And these images are from real-time gameplay, not pre-rendered. Thank you for the feedback. And it is on as we speak. Look, it's on Steam. I mean, look, this is even better quality here. I should have shown you this. I do apologize to the guy now. But even, you know, this is the future of games. I remember the first time I saw Metro Exodus. I'll put up that there for you. The first time I saw Metro Exodus, I saw actually Dr. Disrespect playing Metro Exodus. And I was like going, oh my God, this game looks absolutely amazing. And what it was is the way that the camera moved. Yeah, we say camera, you know, it's being, you know, it's a virtual camera, isn't it, effectively? But the way it moved as you, the player, it felt like, you know, when you look down, it didn't feel like it was north, east, south, west. Do you know what I mean? X, Y on an XY coordinates like that. It was like shaky, and he looked down at an angle, or he looked up, or he's got the goggles sort of steamed up, and it was those details and that kind of slight wobbly, you know, but done in a way that doesn't make you motion sick, that made it feel really, vignette is the word I was looking for. Spongehead, thank you. Yeah, the vignette around the outside. That is indeed the word I was looking for. Thank you. But yeah, absolutely stunning. Let me know in the chat what you think about it anyway. Looks realistic. It's incredible for realism. Yeah, perfect dark. What if it's an FMV game like on a Sega CD? Too realistic, me. I'd feel, yeah. Now that is, you know, I don't know, but maybe people said that back in the day. I mean, it's on Steam. So. Planned release date to be announced. You know, this game doesn't look like other things you've played in the past. As such, we don't have much of it. Might not ever come out. The tactical shooter where players can expect an immersive and narrative experience. On Record features complex dialogues, innovative gameplay mechanics. The storyline in Unrecord can be compared to a detective novel or thriller. Strikes me this game is super, super ambitious. It might not ever happen because of the level of ambition. I hope it does because it looks extraordinary. I work on game engines and I'm 50-50 whether that is pre-rendered. Well, I've seen some, incredible Unreal 5 stuff and, people who've modded games using or, redone games using Unreal 5 and they look, incredible. That's what I like in Dead Island. Zombies look like friends of mine. Oh, my God. Friends? We've always played games to relieve reality. What does it mean now when games are like our world? Do we want that, or do we want games and graphics like Zelda? Exactly. The point is we might not even notice the change. That's the thing. I mean, you think back to playing Lara Croft on the PlayStation 1, compared to playing, Lara Croft from a few years ago. And then we accept it. And then we go, when they showed footage of Halo and everybody's going, oh my God, that looks so rubbish. The main villain in Halo. Our expectation levels are kind of so up there. But yeah, it does, raise a question. I'd rather not be in a building with a gun on a planet killing aliens, more my taste. Yeah, that's why it's always zombies, isn't it? And then you kind of, zombies and Nazis, put them together. Zombie Nazis. That's why you see games like that, isn't it, ultimately? Because then nobody cares about that. Nobody cares about killing zombies. Or, killing Nazis in World War II, whatever. Zombie Nazis, put them together, perfect. Nobody feels guilty. Isn't it like in one of the oh gosh, the brain is not working today. It will come to me and then I'll make the reference. Austin Powers movies, where one of the henchmen in the background, that kind of work in the big, one of the villains, many workers used to see, and they sort of, he's got like you see his wife and kids. And it sort of changes, gives you a different perspective about these sort of random henchmen that are always in these sort of villain spy movies. You never think about them as being humans and stuff like that. Anyway, there you go. I just thought I'd share that with you, ladies and gentlemen, because it blew me away. I'm not saying it's coming to GeForce Now. It's a bit off piste, as it were. But if it does come to GeForce Now, be very, very impressive, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I'm saying. See what you guys have been saying there. Tomcat Alley on Sega C was all right. I had an extended break from gaming 2005 to 2019. Then it came back and everything looked so risky. It really shocked me at first. Yeah, I mean, I'm a bit like, I wouldn't say I was shocked, but like, did I stop playing games? Sort of. Oh no, I guess I was playing more Nintendo games on the Wii and Mario Kart and Zelda and stuff like that. You know, when the kids were really small. But I did stop from having every console. I remember having to, I think I've told this story before, but, you know, my first flat in London, when, you know, my love at the time was expecting. And I remember that sad notion where I had to kind of, it was my office, yeah, in my little flat, 2-bedroom flat that we had. And the second bedroom was my office and had my consoles in it. And then I just had to pack them all away and turn it into a nursery. And then that was it. And then, yeah, then we moved out of London, got a bigger house and had another room that was my office. And then we had a second child. So I remember packing up all the gaming stuff again. But we got a Wii when they were old enough. So, you know, there we go. And then, yeah. And then when when I moved here, I said, come on, kids, let's go and get an Xbox. And we, you know, and there we are. Yeah, Daddy. So we got an Xbox. And I've never looked back again. That was, 7 years ago. And then I've been back into gaming ever since. So I had a sort of a break, Neil. I can kind of relate to that. I think, you know, life comes along, doesn't it? Although, actually, interesting. That's a good point you raise. Because I was reading an article. The Wii was excellent. The Wii was fun. Everybody, you know, in my other half, you know, playing it, you know, playing Mario Kart. And also, to be able to play Mario Kart with other people around the world was extraordinary. And, you know, I played Mario Kart on the N64, but then to play it on the Wii, and then you could go online, and like, to me, that blew my mind. You could race against people in, you know, Japan or Europe or wherever it was. Like, unbelievable. But interesting, you talk about, you know, life comes along with games and stuff. I get this newsletter from Axios, which is all about games and tech and stuff like that. And in it, they talk about here, more Americans, this is over 50 gamers, feel ignored. That's not like more than 50 gamers. It's over -50. It's not like, oh, at least 52 gamers feel ignored out of the hundreds of millions in the world. No, it's gamers who are over 50, yeah, feel ignored. More Americans aged 50 and up play video games. Now, I think this is slightly misleading than ever before, or that playing video games more than ever before, but the stats actually include people who play mobile games, which, you know, it's fine. Most stats about, you know, who plays games include mobile gaming. So, but just bear that in mind. But play video games more than before, but feel overlooked by the gaming industry, according to a new study by AARP. Video games are not just a pastime for the young, contrary to the popular image of who does or doesn't play. Because that's the thing, you've got a whole generation of people who, you know, grew up with gaming. It's a bit like kind of rock and pop music, you know. You're into sort of the third generation of its life, and people still into that music. Equally, we've got a whole generation of people who, as kids, grew up with gaming and now we're talking about the Wii there, you know, lived gaming vicariously. You know, I got the Xbox for my kids so that they could play Minecraft, yeah? And who was the one that ended up grinding Minecraft for hours and hours on end when they weren't around? Me. Anyway, AARP counts 52.4 million Americans who are 50 or older and play games at least once a month. Some 45% of all Americans that age. 45% of all Americans over 50 play games. Now, a slight bump from 50.6 million in 2019. and way up on the 40.2 million in 2016. They average 12 hours of gaming a month compared to 8.5 in 2019, and do so daily. Now, obviously, as I said, mostly play on their phones and prefer puzzle, card, and word games. 73% play puzzle and logic games, and here we are, just 12% play shooters. But you know that 12% are basically playing PC or console games as a minimum. 70% do not feel like the games are made with them in mind. They don't see themselves reflected in the games. I don't know. I see myself, not necessarily myself, but you know, you sort of see those slightly, not on all games actually. Yeah, a few games got those sort of wizened, old, scarred and battled, you know, characters that you might relate to. Yeah, American gamers who are 50 or older spent an average $49 on games in the first 6 months of 22, which is 2.6 billion across the 52.4 million older players. But spending is down. Coupled with lengthening playing time averages, the survey suggests older games are playing more. So there we go. Now, as I say, obviously most of that's probably mobile and stuff in that survey, but it's interesting that we are living in a generation that grew up on gaming. Like, you know, the thing about Stadia is it brought so many people. Anecdotally, we heard tales of so many people coming back to gaming for all the reasons we talked about, you know, life getting in the way, family life and stuff, and making out, you know, the decision to have a console is made way because somebody wants a Foreman grill or a kitchen or whatever, a new bathroom. So, yeah. Cloud gaming, you know, gives an opportunity for people like that to come back into gaming. And as I said, anecdotally, that was certainly feedback many people had on Stadia. There was a Dadia Discord all about, you know, dads who played Stadia. I'm nearly 40 and I feel ignored in video games. Yeah, I'm not sure Wordle counts as gaming. Well, it's all, you know, say Microsoft are paying $70 billion, not just because, you know, for Activision Blizzard, not just for Call of Duty, because they want King, they want Candy Crush. Yeah, because that's their next revenue jump. They want a piece of that massive mobile gaming pie, and then probably one day trying to merge those lines a bit more between what we perceive as video games and mobile games. Sega are about to spend $1 billion, aren't they, or however much it was, on Angry Birds creator, publisher. So that's where the next billion gamers are. They're on the phones, which is, you know, why cloud gaming has a place to play. Yeah, there we go. And, you know, you've got Netflix. We know Netflix. Now, we know initially they said they're in games, and I was cynical about it. And then they said, oh, it's sort of mobile games. And I thought, yeah, that makes sense, you know, or just exploiting the IP and stuff like that. But they've started hiring AAA producers and developers now. So it is with a mind of AAA. And basically, I think it's of owning the whole cake, as it were, in terms of the IP. You know, you create a game, because Netflix, they've invested in IP and turned it into gaming IP, like League of Legends and stuff, and turned it into really successful TV series. You know, my daughter loves it. Brain gone dead again. Anyway, so that we've seen that. So why not own the IP, create the game, then create the TV series? So there we go. I'm really excited for Netflix games after playing Valiant Hearts. Yeah. Well, there we are. Purple Haze in the house. I didn't notice you there, Purple. Yeah, indeed. Valiant Hearts 2. I haven't played Valiant Hearts 2. I must check that out. But yeah, we now know that actually Netflix are serious about video games, not just mobile games. They are moving into actual, big boys and girls games, as you might want to call them. So that's interesting, and it is, as I say, it's to own my brain's going to what they call it when you own every stage of the IP, but more of a cake, really. Yeah, you create the gaming IP, you create the TV IP. I mean, in The Division, you look at The Division, in that video that I showed earlier, before that, they were talking about comics. Yeah, they're releasing a series of comics around The Division sort of story and lore. So, you create a big enough IP. EA Play is slowly and steadily being added to GFN. Yeah, exactly. And Internet Games, somebody was saying that F1 2022 has been opted in, but obviously no official announcement, so I can neither confirm nor deny that aspect of it. Just checking. That's it, the value chain. Thank you. No, that's not it. That is it, but no, it's the horizontal something. They call it a horizontal. No, vertical. Owning the vertical. I think that's what they call it in business terms. I should have done that MA course that came around email this week, offering me an MA thing at work. Yeah. An MBA, sorry. The vertical. Owning the vertical. Yeah. Owning the vertical. The production, the IP, the TV version of it, the video game version of it, the comic spin-off of it, the works. Yeah. There we go. There you are. There's your lecture on your MBA lecture, as it were. Not NBA, MBA. Yeah, exactly. One thing about the one thing that worries me about the cloud, which is a weird thing, is just, as some of you may or may not be aware, I am, I'm very fascinated by AI and the development of AI and the speed at which AI companies and startups are being, launched. And all this AI, chat, GPT, all of that, Midjourney, everything I sort of talked about, requires cloud compute, requires massive, massive servers, requires massive CPUs, GPUs. Where's it all suddenly coming from? Like already, Midjourney were talking about how they've got some things coming up. So Midjourney's AI, if you're not aware, if you should be watching my videos on Midjourney stuff that I've done, you'll understand. But they can't expand at the speed they want to because they don't have the servers. Boostdroid, interestingly enough, removed about 20 odd games, thanks to Cloud Dosage pointed it out, but have come out and said, yeah, we did remove all these games because we've got all these Microsoft games that we want to onboard and we don't have the space. And we're acquiring more server space. So there is massive, massive demand on cloud compute space to power all this AI, which is just getting crazy. Every day there seems to be an advancement somewhere or a new little bit of tech or a new announcement. I've been watching some text to video stuff and you just know that, at the moment it's like, it's all right. I mean, we're so nonplussed, but the idea to say, show me a guitar, show me a teddy bear playing a guitar, and then you get a video of a teddy bear created by AI, it's unbelievable. And when you see the progression that AI art has made in the space of 6 months, from stuff that a year ago, the stuff that looked like, really? Yeah, I sort of see the picture, a face of a man there. Yeah, it's sort of all right. So now, where you cannot distinguish between professional photography and an image created by AI, I kid you not. I know people say, oh, yeah, the skin texture. No. I have pictures which you just go, oh my God, shall we share some? Yeah. So that is the speed of picture generation. So the speed of, yeah, look. The speed of video. This is Yoshida's in the house. Look here. This is a picture of Yoshida. Great grandmother. Yeah? Victorian times. Yeah? No, it's not. It's you know, the Mid-Journey picture. Look. What film is this from? Or what era is this film from? What era? Point is, ladies and gentlemen, if you compare where AI art was 8 to 12 months ago to where it is now, and when you start looking at this now, so this here is what they've done. This is slightly different. They take an existing video and then they go, okay, make it a bear instead of a monkey. Or you put an input the image and then say, put a bear in there walking around with birds and stuff. This is very early stuff, but you see the progression of text to video. You see text to picture, like I was showing you. Get some better pictures. Right? You see the progression that they've made in AI art from just over 12 months to now. It's unbelievable. So you see, and I'm seeing some pretty, text to video stuff. But all this, what the point I'm trying to make, ladies and gentlemen, apart from just showcasing my wonderful Mid-Journey art, point is, this all requires GPUs, compute power, cloud space. And the speed at which it's growing, all this AI stuff, is just like, oh my God, where's all the servers coming from? Like, it can't keep up. Are we going to have another shortage? We can have another chip shortage. That's what I worry about. Well, I don't worry about it, but you know what I mean? It's like, it is a concern because the race, like Microsoft, are developing their own. So we saw a few weeks ago, let's bring it back to NVIDIA. We saw a few weeks ago, NVIDIA all in on AI, producing servers and graphics cards specifically for the AI industry, yeah? All in. We will be the provider of your chips, yeah? The CPUs, the servers, to take AI into the next, into the future. We will be the supplier, NVIDIA was saying. Well, who is now developing their own chips specifically for AI and stuff? Microsoft. Because there's just not going to be enough. You want to be able to control, again, it's that vertical ownership. You want to be able to control every aspect. You don't want to be relying on someone else's chips. You can build your own. Google do it for their phones. Microsoft are doing it for AI. They're not just be beholden onto NVIDIA for the rest of their life. It's the same with cloud. Sony, I'm sure, given the likelihood of the Activision Blizzard deal going. Does Sony really want to be tied in with their cloud offering? At the moment, they got a deal with Microsoft Azure. I don't know how long that deal is. When that deal is up for renewal, are Sony going to want to be supporting someone who clearly they're doing everything they can not to support in terms of Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard? So, but at the moment, Sony are reliant on Microsoft Azure for any cloud gaming or anything like that. So will they partner with somebody else? That's the trouble when you are reliant on another industry, on another company's supply, when that company also has business in your area as well. So there we go. That's enough of looking at that picture later. Well, look, while I'm here, I just want to share with you I'll come back to it in a minute. I just have to get access to... All right, here we are. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to reveal now the future of... the back office is run on Azure, but not their game servers. I'm sure they still want to... I wonder who runs their game servers then in the cloud. Sony just partnered with Amazon with their new cloud deal. They're definitely getting out the interesting observations people are making here. Right, let's take Yoshida off. Oh, we've done that one. There's a patch for Overdrive. Interesting. Yeah, I think it's interesting. The reason that I think AI technology is suddenly moving so fast is like any disruptor. When you do a demonstration, it's like the iPhone, yeah, or when the internet, when you sort of had Alta Vista or whatever came out. That's just for us old folk out in the audience there. It's like magic. It's like voodoo. Yeah, we're like cavemen who are being shown somebody from the future is showing us something. Like you're blown away when you don't have to sort of explain it. You just show it and it works and it blows your mind. That's when technology, I think, takes hold in the imagination of people when it works. So the internet, yeah, it changed everything. As soon as it became public, it wasn't just a couple of, coders. When it looks all like coding and stuff like that, it's like, ugh. But when you go, look, you could search of anything in the world. It's like, wow. And then the phone, when there were MP3 players, before the iPod came out, there were phones, obviously mobile phones. But when the iPhone came out and, like it blew, even though some of this tech was already out and Android had their version, but it didn't enter the consciousness. But when Apple brought out the iPhone, everything became an I this and I that. And the idea of touchpad, because it works, is what you just touch it and you just touch the picture. What you just see, so no dials and it's just like, wow. So then you see AI art's been around, stable diffusion stuff, I don't know, about 18 months, something like that. And I remember seeing some stuff earlier and it was sort of like, oh, wow, that's interesting. But it didn't blow your mind. The prospect of it did. But now when you see where they're at, it's like, oh my God. And then when you see chat GPT at work, it's like, wow, I get it. You don't have to be like, a techie or anything like that. You don't have to understand how it works. Just like magic. It's in a way a bit like cloud gaming with Stadia. Like it just, like when people said, I remember when, people said about Stadia when they talked about it and launched. They said, no, it can't work. It's impossible. Yeah, well, let's just see. You know, no, it's impossible. Yeah, you cannot. It's not like streaming video, Clive. You can't stream a video game. Like, you've got to press a key, then it goes back to the server, and then to the game, changes the game, then comes back to you. Like, it's impossible. It's impossible. People used to say that. Like, even when Stadia demonstrated, it's impossible. And now, you look at GeForce Now Ultimate, since it is a GeForce Now show, like, it's mind-blowing. Yeah, it's as good as, and it's been proven and tested scientifically, even if you don't want to believe it with your own eyes. It's as good as, some games are as good as, if not better, than playing that same game on an Xbox Series X natively. It's been tested and proved. Yeah. That's how good it is. That's how good cloud gaming is. And people said, oh, it's impossible. It's impossible. So when people see something work, when people get it, it's an easy sell in the papers and newspapers, the blogs and stuff like that. And it's going to, change our lives. Anyway, this is probably the most important. I want you to, if anybody's got any questions they want to, this is going to blow your mind. This is Cat GPT, ladies and gentlemen. Not Chat GPT. This is Cat GPT. Prepare to hold your horses. Before we do that, ask me a question and I'll ask Cat GPT. Your mind will be blown. Who's buying Dead Island 2? I'm not sure what to buy it on yet. Too intense for me. Oh, Neil J. is such a good game. It looks so good. Is it still half price? Get it, Neil. Get it. It is the lightness of the refined algorithm being applied to existing infrastructure that is leading to great acceleration. And also, people, it's a race. It's an arms race. They've seen it work. It's like the irony of Chat GPT and OpenAI is it was based on a paper written by two Googlers. Yeah, so we're getting all these academic papers released by Google engineers and Microsoft engineers and whatever they are, and engineers at university about the theory of it, the theoretics, and then when it's put into practice and you see what it can do. And there's an arms race going on, but I just wonder, as I said, how people can keep up, like in terms of the servers. As I said, there was a Mid-Journey. They have an open office meeting where they talk about their plans, and they said they've had to slow down some of their plans because they just can't afford the server space required at the moment. Ooh, treat. The NVIDIA DGX platform is the dogs. Yeah. Kubernetes on AWS. Okay. Sony's looking to move off AWS and have a hybrid solution. Yeah, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, do you? It's giving me 700. Wow, Internet of Games. That is a lot. Yeah, it's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing. Anyway, let us ask Cat GPT, what is the future of AI? Okay? Are you ready for this, ladies and gentlemen? Hold your horses. This is, forget. You need to forget Chat GPT. You need to get Cat GPT. And for those that can't read, Cat GPT, when asked what is the future of AI, responds meow, 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 meow. Yeah. Amazing. Any question you want. Ask it any question you want. Is Clive the best live YouTube streamer when it comes to cloud gaming? Without a shadow of a doubt. Let's see what. Yeah. Meow, meow, meow. Meow, 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 meow. So I think you'll all agree, yes, is the answer, ladies and gentlemen. So there we go. That is Cat GPT, ladies and gentlemen. The future of AI. Have everyone seen Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? Yeah. Ultimately, Earth was just a giant supercomputer created by and run by mice. But maybe it's cats. Who knows? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, on that bombshell, I know I went a bit off-piste. I know it wasn't all about GeForce Now, but I hope you found it interesting that it's all kind of interconnected. This is the thing. We take things for granted. We take the gaming, the future of, video gaming and cloud servers and all. But there is an arms race going on, and that arms race needs chips. Yeah? I was going to make some derogatory joke about chips there, but you know what I mean? It needs servers, it needs cloud space, it needs chips. And can we keep up? And what other impacts is this going to have on other industries that equally need and are hungry for that data, space, and servers? There we go. I love the off-piece stuff, it's bonkers. We go there. We go with the flow, ladies and gentlemen. Share the news. This is unlike any other show out there, ladies and gentlemen. And on that cliffhanger, as I say, thank you for joining me on this random meander into my brain. Please join me on Monday for the Xbox Monday Night Chat. If not, why don't we do this same time, same place next week? Have a wonderful, wonderful week and weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Time for the outro.
Hi, yeah. This is all very well and good. I hope you're enjoying the intro, but I'd just like to interrupt to say, could you do me a massive favour, yeah? If you could just hit that subscribe button down there if you've not done it already, yeah? That one down there. And toggle the notification bell up there as well. And that way you'll know when I go live with content like this. And hey, why don't you consider becoming a member, yeah? A member, yeah? And you might get a little insight into my inner soul. Anyway, thank you. Enjoy the rest of this intro.